Friends, Jacobians, we meet today to bid adieu to our much beloved and respected Mr. Maurice Albert Menezes. We pay our tribute to him through words, recounting our fond memories and shared experiences, but above all, through songs and music that defined him perhaps more than anything else. On behalf of the family and the Alumni Association of St. James's School, I welcome everyone who has joined this online memorial service, and we will pay our humble homage to Sir. And as Jacobians, we wish to express in three deeply felt words, thank you, Sir. In this hour-long memorial service or memorial tribute, call it what you may, we will be having audio and video clips interspersed and try to recall our fond memories of Sir. Mr. Menezes was a man of many parts, and it would be difficult to identify any one aspect of it. He was very, very friendly, lovable and approachable, and neither staff nor students would ever hesitate to go to Mr. Menezes' office. Unlike in our time, when a call from the principal's office would bring out the sweat in both. But in case of Mr. Menezes, students and teachers look forward to going to his office. Whether he managed to solve the problem or the dispute brought to him was immaterial. But they knew that a visit to his office would, in all probability, end up coming back with a smile, if not a hearty guffaw. That was the hallmark of Mr. Menezes. Raconteur with a delightful sense of humor, hours would pass like minutes when he was around. But as a teacher, he had this amazing ability to discipline a bunch of very boisterous adolescents with his way of dealing with boys so remarkably well that, never being harsh, he would bring about order amidst the chaos. Punishment and retribution were not in his personal dictionary. More often than not, he would be bewildered at the situation and never furious or angry with the boys. That was the man. It would be difficult to separate Mr. Menezes from music. Music was his overwhelming passion. St. James' School was much richer during the nearly 4 decades when he was there. And many boys will readily recall Mr. Menezes as the teacher who taught them music. As one former student recently confided in me, that whatever little musical pretensions that he could boast of was because of Sir. Every morning when I would hold the hymn book and turn the pages while he played on, music would flow down my arms. Generations of Jacobians will vividly recall the morning assemblies with the tall gentleman at the piano. In fact, he was behind the piano, the boys couldn't see him, as he played with gusto and we sang along with him. From being the person who founded the annual talent contest to scoring the music and directing music in the several musicals that the school put up over the years. Mr. Menezes certainly raised the bar, and students and teachers benefited a lot. Friends, it is not possible to sum up a person of Mr. Maurice Menezes. I use the word dimension, giving full justice to it. He had so many parts to himself that one has to struggle to define him, as would be quite evident when others pay their tribute this evening. Today we are here to celebrate the life and times of Mr. Maurice Albert Menezes. We have lost him, but we are thankful that we could come in touch with such a person. Wherever he has gone, may his soul rest in eternal peace and be happy. Goodbye, sir.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I traveled each and every highway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all, and I stood tall, and did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried, I've had my fill, my share of losing, and now, as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way. Oh no, not me. I did it my way. For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who needs. The record shows I took the blows and did it
A tribute for Mr. Morris Menezes. I first met Mr. Morris Menezes in the year 2000 when I joined St. James's as principal. He immediately struck me as a thorough gentleman. Even though he was much senior, he was always very polite and respectful. We got along very well, and as my vice principal, he shared a great deal of my responsibility. His musical talent knew no bounds, and his reputation was already legendary. In my second year, I requested him to do one more musical in jazz, a kind of swan song. Almost immediately, he got about to muster up his band of jazz musicians, which included his renowned brother, Anto Menezes. And so the musical in jazz, Oliver with a Twist, was born. It turned out to be a resounding success, which the media kept writing about and referring to whenever they wrote about musicals. Mr. Menezes was always very light-hearted and a gifted humorist. Although his illness caused him a great deal of pain, he bore it all bravely because of his attitude to life. St. James's School will ever remain grateful to his contribution as a teacher and a musician par excellence. A few years ago, we instituted an annual award in his name for one who had displayed a high standard of talent. Thus, Mr. Morris Menezes will always be remembered for all time. I would like to end this short tribute in the words of Thomas Gray, an elegy written in a country churchyard. Full many a gem of purest ray serene, the dark unfathomed caves of ocean bay. Full many a flower is born to blush unseen and waste its sweetness on the desert air. Rest in peace, Mr. Menezes.
I'd like to sing a song in memory of Mr. Morris Menezes. But before that, I would like to say that Sir was very musical, he was adorable, understanding, radiant, he was icy cool, and a thorough entertainer. May his soul rest in peace. will I peaceful and calm till I am left to my rest, and the world will be better for them. That one man scorned and covered with scars stood strong with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable stars.
Good evening, friends. I am Anthony Andrews from 1993 batch. It's a very sad time for all of us because recently, a few days back, we had lost Mr. Menezes and also a very close teacher of our own school, Dr. D.K. Dutt also. But regarding Mr. Menezes, I can say that apart from being a very good teacher of mathematics, he used to teach us maths, as you all know. He was a very good musician with whom I was very closely associated after I left school, not when I was in school, but after I left school. And I was fortunate enough to be a part of his musical journey. We shared quite a few musical moments together where we did quite a few shows for a lot of schools, Frank Anthony, Lamart's and Julian Day also, where he was our musical arranger. I used to play the bass guitar, and one of my other teacher from whom I learned guitar, late Mr. Carlton Keto, was also there. So being associated with all these great people, I mean, it's an out-of-world experience for me. Mr. Menezes was a very loving person. He was very jovial, always full of life, very enthusiastic, most of all, above all, very optimistic about everything. And to me, it's a great loss because I admit that he was my musical mentor. I used to look up to him. Whenever I had any problems regarding any Western notation or any Western music, I used to give him a call and he used to tell me, "Hey, Anthony, you stupid, you can't understand this simple thing." I used to emotionally, I'm a bit drained out right now. I'm not in a position to speak much or say more about him, but I would have loved to. Anyway, sir, he will always be remembered. I will miss you. Not only me, I think the entire St. James fraternity will miss you. Wherever you are, be happy and bless us. This is a little musical, what will I say, to serve from my end. Pardon me if there are some mistakes or not, because emotionally I'm very drained out. I'm trying my best. How many roads must a man walk down before he is called a man? How many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? Yes. How many times must a cannonball fly before they are forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
It is indeed very sad that Morris Menezes is with us no more. Though he is physically not with us, his memories will linger, inspiring us to do our best. He was an excellent teacher and musician. He taught his students with diligence and care so that they can reach great heights. As a fellow teacher, he was a super chap. My wife and I will always cherish his friendship and memories. As principal of St. James's School, I always received his loyal support and good advice. He was one in a million and was always cheerful, happy, and dedicated as a teacher. May God bless him and let his soul rest in peace. Our sympathies go to his wife Maria, his sons Gerard and Nicholas, and his grandchildren. This is from Freddie and Ruth Pakianathan in London.
Hello, Anidhi here. I'm very much saddened by the loss. Deepest condolences to the Menezes family. But we must remember that he stood for something which is far greater than our mortal existence. And he supported the thing which I live for, which is music. So I would like to thank you, sir. And I dedicate this song to you. Here we go. It's a long road when he faced the world alone, and no one reaches out a hand for you to hold. You can find love when you search within yourself. Then the emptiness you felt will disappear. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on. Then he casts your feet aside, and you know you can survive when you feel like hope is gone. Look inside you and be strong. Then you finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you. The Lord knows the dreams are hard to follow, but don't let anyone say them away. Hold on, and there will be tomorrow, and in time you'll find the way. Then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on. Then he casts your feet aside, and you know you can survive when you feel like hope is gone. You look inside you and be strong. Then you finally see the truth, that a hero lies, a hero lies. You inspired me, you gave me so much, that a hero lies in you. That a hero lies you.
Holy Father, priests, and the religious everywhere, that through their living witness they may always remain the light bearers to Christ's word. Your response? Lord God, as we present Grandpa's soul to your heavenly care, we give thanks for the gift of his full and happy life. We thank you, Lord, for the privilege of being a part of his life and family. In faith and trust, we ask you to look kindly on Grandpa and grant him the peace and rest he so richly deserves. Your response? We pray in thanksgiving for all the blessings that came to so many people through the life of Grandpa. May he now receive the fullness of God's blessings in eternity. Your response? Almighty Father, we pray for the doctors and nurses, students, friends, and family who helped, guided, supported, and looked after Grandpa so lovingly, ensuring his comfort and showing great kindness in his last days. God bless them. Your response? Today, we are saddened by the loss of a true gem who we loved and cared for. May our hope in the resurrection and the promise of eternal life bring us comfort and turn our pain to joy. Your response? Dear Jesus, may this be a year of blessing, grace, and love. And may the poor find dignity, the hungry be fed, the hurting be strengthened, the sick be healed, and the angry find peace. For this we pray to the Lord. Your response?
Good evening, Jacobians. I am Prithviraj Bose. I passed out in 1993. So 13 years I have spent at St. James's. See, I participated in the talent contest Eastern Section Solo for 2 consecutive years, 91 and 92. And for both the years, Mr. Menezes played the piano for me. So, we used to spend a lot of time after school, and I learned a lot of things from him. Like that time I didn't know much about piano. I was mainly into singing. But he used to tell me, like, look, when you start the song, before that I'll play an arpeggio, and the arpeggio will end with on the dominant of the scale. So, like, if you're starting with C, my arpeggio will end in G, and then you start from C. So all those things, now I can relate to what he was saying. And he used to also tell me a lot about his childhood days. Like, he actually didn't start with piano. He started with violin. And he told me that he used to have a lot of arm pain, and then he switched over to piano. It's difficult to forget. I don't know how long I'll live, but no matter how old I am, I'll remember his name with a lot of energy and with a lot of respect. He is one man worthy of emulation. Okay, this is for you, sir, in your memory.
My relationship with Morris goes way back to 1983. When some of us young teachers like Kevin Ward, Darrell Bloud, Brian Martin, Charles Welcome came off the slushy football field and waltzed straight into Morris's bathroom, which was strategically located just off the field. Had our baths and washed our dirty boots in his bathroom. We were clean, but always left his bathroom dirty. When I returned to St. James's in 1992 as a young, inexperienced, nervous principal, it was Morris who helped broaden my vision. And the advice and support I received from him stemmed from 40 years of his committed service to this wonderful school. Morning assemblies were a solemn tradition with Morris at the piano. We could never imagine a musical without Morris as musical director. I can still picture myself sitting in the front row in G.D. Birla Sabhaghar, watching Morris, who on cue raised his baton to begin his overture with trumpets and saxophones. What a spectacle! When my wife and I visited him in his home a few months ago, and after his characteristic bear hug, said, "Darrell, the best is yet to come. You were the best, Morris. You were my friend. You were St. James's friend, and we'll all miss you. May God bless Maria, Nicholas, Gerard, and their families. Our loss is heaven's gain."
Mr. Menezes was a warm, loving, and caring person. He was always concerned about the welfare and comfort of the students. On one hand, he had his firm yet affectionate way of dealing with students. On the other, he was a father to all at school. To give an example, students never went hungry during tiffin time if they hadn't got food from home or the money to buy food from a school canteen. Sir was always for them. Mr. Menezes was an accomplished musician and had directed the music for several plays and musicals produced by our school. I was fortunate to be a part of a few of such productions. Via Dolorosa, sung by the maestro during Easter one year, gives me goose pimples even today. Although it is just a change of address for him, we will dearly miss our beloved Sir during various events, and I'm sure my friends and colleagues feel the same. I will always miss his warm hug with a radiant smile. In closing, I would like to offer my heartfelt condolences to the Menezes family.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am currently standing at the school hall where we, the students, had heard the magical fingers, the magical music of Mr. Menezes during the morning assembly. We will never forget all the songs that we've sung turning the pages of the hymn book, like Bind Us Together, Lord, or Every Tiny Star That Twinkles in the Night Sky, and many others, and a lot of Christmas carols too, where Mr. Menezes used to accompany us in the morning assembly. About 3 weeks back, on a telephonic conversation, he was saying that he was so proud of all his students and all the people who've done good in the field of music, and he's always trying to keep in constant touch with them. And he would spring back and play his music again, but Lord had other plans. Mrs. Guha ma'am just referred to Via Dolorosa from an Eastern musical, The Promise, which we had performed at the Fatima Shrine, at the St. Paul's Cathedral, and of course at our school church many years back. I was privileged to be a part of it, and over there I had heard Sir sing the song Shalom. Today I dedicate Shalom, which in Hebrew means peace, in dedication to Mr. Menezes. Shalom to you, sir. May peace be with you. Thank you, sir, for being part of our life.
Mr. Menezes, by designation, I think he was a mathematics teacher of St. James School, but he was always known as the musical man of St. James. The chords of his piano in the morning assembly is something that I can still recall. And be it the assembly, be it any concert, be it the Founders' Day, Sir used to add the magic to any event with his mastery over the piano, or the keyboards. I had the fortune of being a little closely associated with Sir because I used to play the sitar at the talent contest. My classmate Bishop used to play the sarod and I used to play the sitar, and Sir would very affectionately call us the little maestros. That is something that I always carry with me in my heart. it's always very difficult to come to terms with someone passing away, and especially when someone like Sir was so kind-hearted, always smiling, always at peace with himself. He was a musician by heart. I feel particularly bad for Gerard, because Gerard has been a very close friend, he was a classmate, and I wish all the strength for the family in this difficult time. If I had one more chance to meet Sir, then in the words of Billy Joel, I would have said, play us a song, you're the piano man. Play us one more song tonight. During this trying time, during the time of death of a close one, I always tend to revert to Rabindranath, who had a very deep understanding of someone close passing away. And as he said, the way to come to terms with this grief is to understand that whatever the Almighty does must have been done for the best. So I am a very novice at the piano, but I'll try to play a few notes from his composition, Ei Korecho Bhalo, Nituro Hai. I'm sure the Sir would forgive me for whatever I play. Thank you, sir. Miss you so much.
Edelweiss, every morning you greet me, small and white, clean and bright. You look happy to meet me. Edelweiss is a flower that stands for its nobility, a tiny flower found in the Alps, flawless white, symbolizing purity, courage, and patriotism. Why do I choose to speak about this tiny flower today? It's because of its great yet quiet strength to unfailingly greet the morning air and everyone who walks past it. Disciplined and reliable, never failing to bring a smile and leave us with its essence of uniqueness. The evergreen song Edelweiss from the movie The Sound of Music rang out loud and clear in the rich baritone, best remembered and talked about by all who witnessed this by the very man we have gathered to pay tribute to. One of the greatest musicians and our beloved teacher, Mr. Morris Menzies. These endearing words, captured in the first 4 lines of the song, reflect the very personality of such a teacher who walked the halls and corridors of St. James School, greeting his students every morning with a quiet strength and a sense of responsibility, never failing to be always present. He brought music to life and life to music for us all. An enigmatic soul, courageous and an inspiration to us all. We pay tribute to him with respect and love. We thank him for his wonderful qualities and contributions. The time he gave, his love for life, and everything that St. James stands for. We bid farewell to this great person who has touched our lives with music, rhythm, beat, and unforgettable symphony. And on the note of that great song, we say, "Blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow forever in the heavens that await your music." Goodbye, sir.
Hello, family and friends. My name is Narissa Maria Ward, a Jacobian since 1982. Yes, I am one of the few ladies to be a student at St. James, as I'm the daughter of a teacher, Kevin Ward, and we currently reside in the United States. Today I join you with a heavy heart, but I'm so blessed to have known a wonderful and unique individual like Uncle Morris. I've had the opportunity for Uncle to be my musical mentor since I was the age of 7 or 8 perhaps, and whenever there was a talent show, he was ready to practice and prepare me, and we always took first place. Returning to Calcutta after 20 years, he still took the time to have a few jam sessions together, and was so touched that after all those years, I came back to visit with him and make wonderful new memories together. I'm so grateful for his patience, his support, encouragement, and most of all, his dedication when it came to teaching his favorite thing, music. I will now share a gospel hymn with you. Let us pray for the family and loved ones to find strength and comfort during this time of grief. Precious Lord, take my hand, lead me on, let me stand. I am tired, I'm weak, I am worn. Through the storm, through the night, lead me on to the light. Take my hand, precious Lord, lead me home. When my way groweth drear, precious Lord, linger near. When my light is almost gone, hear my cry, hear my call. Hold my hand, lest I fall. Take my hand, precious Lord, lead me home. Take my hand, precious Lord, and lead me home. You will truly be missed, Uncle Morris. Thank you, and God bless everyone.
Loud organs his glory forth tell in deep tone, and sweet harp the story of what he hath done. Mr. Menezes has now joined the choir of angels. he was an ever smiling, jolly, and lively person. I would like to dedicate an extract from Humoresque by Antonin Dvořák, which means lively.
Good morning, all. This is Ashok Ranjan Shah, Class 10, 1982 batch pass out. It is a great honor for me for being given this opportunity to say a few words about Mr. Menezes sir. And at the same time, it is very painful to say something about a person who has left us recently and who was very, very close to my heart. My memories of sir is that of a maths teacher, a music teacher, and my mentor in school debates. I actively participated in house debates, and he, being the house teacher in charge, always guided me and gave me valuable tips before debates. He, playing the piano with joy during the morning assembly, lifted our spirits. I remember one song, "Small things bright and beautiful, all creatures great and small," filled my heart with joy. Music was his first love. He always wore a heartwarming smile, cheered us with a pat on our shoulder, and took us to a leisurely walk to a more human paradise by playing lilting tunes on the piano. We knew him primarily as a sir. We knew him as a man who was one of us. His knowledge of maths was like that of an ocean. He never felt irritated at our questions and handled each of them with a smile. Memories of sir are flooding to my mind like a tsunami. But I would like to wrap up by saying, sir, wherever you are, guide us from there, show us the path, and embrace us with open hands when we meet you up there. Thank you.
I dedicate this song to Sir, and before I start my song, I would like to say that I have had very good memories with Sir when I was in middle school. I was a very shy and a timid person. I used to get bullied sometimes, and I remember I used to go to Sir and used to cry and I used to complain, and he used to support me and he always pacified me, and he had this fatherly figure, and he was very down to earth, very disciplined at the same time. So I hope your soul finds peace, and you give us blessings, and you'll always be there in our hearts. तरस रहे नैना मोरे तरस रहे आजा बलम परदेसी आजा बलम परदेसी नैना मोरे तरस रहे आजा बलम परदेसी मोरे पपैया मोरे पपैया कोयल बोले मुझ वीरान का जियरा डोले काले बादल बरस रहे काले बादल बरस रहे आजा बलम परदेसी आजा बलम परदेसी नैना मोरे तरस रहे आजा बलम परदेसी, आजा बलम परदेसी, आजा बलम परदेसी.
Good day, everybody, and a very happy feast to one and all. It was carnival time in the city, and as at every carnival, the corner in which the balloon man had set up stall was teeming with children. Hovering above was a huge bouquet of balloons of every conceivable color, including a black one. The children clapped and cheered as they watched their balloons race with one another in their journey towards the clear blue sky. An announcement informing children to assemble immediately at a certain point to greet Santa Claus prompted all the children to move away. This gave an opportunity to the balloon man to replenish his bouquet, which had dwindled considerably. Ramu, a barefooted and tattered-clothed 10-year-old boy, had been observing things for nearly an hour from behind a nearby tree. Seeing no one around, he mustered courage to approach the balloon man and ask this question: is it because it won't rise as high as the others that no one bought the black balloon? The balloon man smiled, detached the thread that held the black balloon from its peg, handed it to Ramu and said, "Beta, let it go." Ramu released the balloon and to his sheer delight watched as it rocketed its way to the sky to join the other balloons in their merry dance. Balloon man then laid his hand on Ramu's shoulder and said, "Beta, it's not the color, but what's in it that made it rise." My dear young friends, the moral and the message are very clear. It will not be the make of the car you drive. It will not be the price of the phone you possess. It will not be the brand of clothes you wear. But it will be the effort you put into exploring and exploiting the potential in you that will determine how far up the ladder of success you have climbed. You are all very, very special in that you are stars that God has placed on earth. He wants you to shine, and shine you can. So be of positive intent when you focus on what you want to become, and then pursue your dreams with tenacious zeal. Let your answer to every challenge that comes your way be, "Yes, I can," and "Yes, I will." I leave with you a mantra that can and will help you as you journey through life. At all times, accentuate the positive. At all times, eliminate the negative. At all times, latch on to the affirmative. And never ever forget those beautiful balloons dancing in the sky. They got there not because of their color, but because what is in them. Thank you, and God bless.
Dear Mrs. Menezes, dear Gerard, dear Nikki, and all your families, I was extremely saddened to hear the news of Mr. Menezes passing. Music has been so strong within his soul. I can only be certain that the heavens would welcome the music within him to resound eternally. Just now, I am preparing for a concert with the Karlovy Symphony Orchestra, and totally by chance, one of the pieces we're doing is by Robert Schumann. It's called Pictures of the East, Opus 66, the last movement of which is actually a funeral march dedicated to the hero of the work. And I thought it would be the most fitting tribute. So I requested the members of the orchestra at rehearsal this morning if we could play it and dedicate this movement and this work to the memory of Mr. Menezes. And the musicians readily agreed. And with all their heart, they played this as a tribute to a fellow musician in another country. So here you are. Please take care and stay well.
Hello everyone. I wish to thank all of you, and especially those responsible for making it possible for us to join from miles away. I was able to be connected in the wee hours from the West Coast in the US to join the funeral services of our dear colleague, mentor, and friend, Mr. Menezes. I was privileged to work alongside Mr. Menezes for quite a few years till we moved. I recently came to know that Dr. Dutt passed away. These are people who have impacted the lives of generations of students and colleagues, I being one of them. I recently came across a quotation which sums up what I want to say today on this occasion. It's a quotation by Henry Adams. A teacher affects eternity. He can never tell where his influence stops. A teacher affects eternity. He can never tell where his influence stops. I consider myself blessed to have had the opportunity to know, work, and to learn from these great men. We share our deepest condolences with the Menezes and Dutt families. Also, the whole Jacobian community. Our prayer is that God will comfort them, give them the strength to cope with this loss. Once again, sincere thank you to all who have made it possible to share on this platform. God bless you all.
Good evening. My name is Alamgir and I'm from the batch of 2000. What do I say? When I heard the news of Sir's passing away, there were so many thoughts and memories that I ran through my head. And just like all of you, I thought about the last time I saw Sir. I recall quite a few special moments from long ago. In the halls, in the classrooms, on the field. And although so many years may have passed, and it just seems like yesterday that we were there. Seeing Mr. Menezes walk down his house from the field, carrying his, books, and smile on his face, and nimble-footed, scramping around school, looking at a podgy little young man and saying, "Hey, Alu, what's up?" Yeah, okay, not what's up, but always acknowledging somebody's presence, which to maybe a 10, 12-year-old kid, even to a 17-year-old kid, means so much, so much, so wanted, so it adds to one's confidence, and that's what Mr. Menezes was. He really ensured that all of us, whether you studied under him or not, but anyone in school, every student, each one of us was acknowledged, which again not many would do back then until today, in all spheres of life. And definitely Mr. Menezes has been a humongous part of our memories, rather my memories, and always been happy. So it's always been those happy days where if one is low. Just imagine thinking about Sir during fests and going to his place at night and everyone sitting, chilling with a drink and, cracking a few jokes, and his music. Can never be replaced. Something which is, I would say, something which I have gained. It's something that I'll always keep with me and probably pass it down the line. And yeah, I will not miss you, sir. Because you are present in me. You're present all over. Physically, yeah, you will be missed. But however, soulfully, you'll always be there. My heart goes out to Nicholas, Gerard, ma'am, the family. But all I can tell you is that, so you've left such a legacy behind in them, in all of us. It's something that we will always treasure and we'll always remember you. And we shall always celebrate you, sir. See you on the other side.
A tribute to Morris from Kevin Ward, teacher from St. James, all the way from California. Morris was a wonderful human being, a great teacher, musician, and mentor to so many lives that he had touched. He was an extremely kind-hearted person, patient and soft-spoken. In all my years of teaching at St. James, I never once witnessed him losing his cool or get angry with a student or a colleague. I have fond memories of a rehearsal we were having for our St. James Founders Day. I was in charge of the middle school choir and Sir Morris was the director. At the rehearsal, one of the boys was off key and not singing in tune. The boy was so anxious to be in the choir and had tears in his eyes. He thought that he was going to be sent back to class. The passionate and kind Sir Morris instructed him to lip sing and he would still be in the choir. That to me showed how kind-hearted Morris was. Morris was a wonderful husband, very caring. His love and understanding for Maria is truly exemplary. He and Maria have raised two thorough gentlemen, Nicholas and Gerard, who are a chip of the old block. I would like to express my gratefulness and thanks to the St. James alumni who are doing an awesome job to show their appreciation to all the teachers, both past and present. On behalf of Christine, my wife, and our three dear children, Yolan, Nerissa, and Jerome, who are also very fond of Morris, we would express our heartfelt condolences to all the family. May his precious soul rest in peace.
We have Sir with us, so he's just undergone a serious surgery and we have all been praying for him, and we really hope he gets fit and fine and we can always have him with us.
Yeah. Put that on place. So you'll sing, eh? Yeah. I wanted actually to play something in which all of you could join, but Nicholas said there would be some problems.
Yes, sir.
Because all of you are in different places. So
Yes,
he said it would not do this one. So anyhow, I've asked Nicholas to sing with me and my wife Maria also to sing.
Sure.
And
thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Nick.
My voice breaks down after 2 lines. So I'm only going to join them in the chorus. Okay, this song is a very popular song, Blowing in the Wind. All of you are familiar with it?
Yes.
Wherever you are, just join in. Okay?
Sure, sir.
You sleeps in the sky before the forever end. The answer, my friend, is love in the wind. The answer in the wind. The answer, my friend, is love in the wind. Ask a mountain exists before it's washed to the sea. And how many years can people exist before they're allowed to be free? How many times can a man turn his head pretending he isn't he? The answer, friend, love in the wind. The answer is love in the wind. How many times must a man look up before he is the sky? How many years one have before he will be goodbye? How many that's take to knows that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, love in the wind. The answer is in the wind. The answer, my friend, love in the wind. The answer is in the wind.
Good evening, all you beautiful people. We take this opportunity as a family to thank you for your love, your support, your appreciation, and your respect for Sir and Morris. We thank you that you have been part of his life, that just as we were, and that each one of us has gained from his legacy, and we can use it to bring others closer to each other and to bring goodness in this world. We take this opportunity also to thank all those who are viewing and those who have participated in this memorial service for their good wishes, their thoughts, their love, and whatever else they have offered to us.
How are you?
Good afternoon, Madhuri. As you can see, I am doing quite well, and from what reports I hear from everybody else, I appear to be looking also very well. Thanks to all of you for your moral support and the amount of prayers I have received and good wishes from all over the world. I am doing
People are
well.
sharing a lot of love to you. Great to see you, Mr. Menezes, sir.
Thank you. All your concern and care has helped a lot, given me the confidence to bounce back.
So we would love to hear your music someday, whenever possible, whenever you can.
Yeah, I got my confidence back also. So now I sit and play the piano a little more often, and my fingers start moving again.
Great.
Yeah.
Let it move always.
And the voice has come back, which I was very frightened about. I lost my voice fully. I have recovered it now. So
Praise the Almighty.
yeah.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.